Why I'm not saying the name of my Japanese language school if I hated going there so much? How much did I pay for my language school? And do I speak Japanese now? All of these questions will be answered in this quick follow-up podcast style video. This video should be watched after my 8 reasons I hated going to a Japanese language school video. So check it out first, because this one will be just a quick fill in the gaps of that video of things what and when happened. First thing I need to clarify, and that wasn't clear in the video, all of that happened like almost 8 years ago. All of that was very long time ago. I'm not living in Japan. I'm not studying in Japan anymore. A lot of things changed in that time, and I was making this video based on my notes that I was having something like a diary at that time, thankfully, so I was able to remember so many things. And when I was reading some of those stuff, I was so so angry for myself. Like 8 years ago, so it was very like I haven't been in those memories, in those conditions for so many years, so I kind of I actually let it go, most of it, which again makes sense. But when I was reading it, I was like, man, we worked so hard, we paid so many money, and it was so annoying, so I was very emotional in the video, so it looked like it just happened. No, luckily it's all in the past, and again, I had experience, I learned from it. The Japanese language school gave me long-term visa, so I was able to to check how do I feel living in Japan, to check all that stuff. I think it's quite important to figure out and to see those things if you have a chance to. I had a chance to, and I used to, and I hated going to my language school, and I'm super happy I made that video, because it's still relevant. Basically, all of that stuff is still happening, so so I guess it's fine, to remember all those things. So yeah, first things that need to be clear, it all happened back in 2017 and 2018. It was a long time ago. I'm not living in Japan anymore, but I travel there all the time. I try to travel there at least once a year. So that's why I keep making content about Japan, because as a regular tourist, I think I still have a lot of valuable information to share with you. So why I'm not saying the name of the school if I hated going there so much? I will be super honest. I genuinely think that my school didn't do anything extra as any Japanese language school can do to you, even though I mentioned some stuff like charging and 300 yen. I will talk about 300 yen later, because it was misunderstood a lot, so I will explain it later. But anyway, I don't think that there is anything extra harmful from my school. I would just say, and as the same thing I said in my video, that it's just too expensive, since you can get this kind of experience anywhere, anyway. Just avoid studying around Harajuku, Omotesando, Shibuya, maybe Tokyo in general, honestly. But I was checking different language schools in Tokyo, and the ones in Ikebukuro were much cheaper than again Shibuya, Harajuku, Shinjuku, Omotesando. So try just to avoid expensive areas. Not going or avoiding my school probably will not defend you from anything. Again, they all have so many similar things, and this is again something that can be proved by comments. People were going to other schools, to other cities, and they were saying stuff like, oh, I have 90% the same experience. So calling out my school does not make sense, because I'm not against the school itself. The concept of these schools is is a thing. If I believed that my school in particular can harm any of you is or have had something that was something extra abusive, as an example I can give you, I watched the language school video that Celine made, and she named the school she went, and she was talking in her video that she had a very abusive teacher, like someone who was actually abusing students, let's say it like that way. So if my school had something like that, on that level, I'd definitely give you a name, and I definitely tell you. And also, back to the first part of this video, it all happened so many years ago, so I'm not 100% sure all of these things are still there, So if you're thinking of going to a language school, you just can ask, oh, do you charge students for retake tests, or do you not let your students to charge their phone in their classes? Like, you can just directly ask those things, right? But if there's like abusive teachers, it's better to avoid stuff like that. So nothing like that in my school. There's teachers I disliked in my school. The main issue with them were they were like just very inefficient. They wasn't answering questions. They didn't give any useful information on literally anything. But in the school where I studied, some teachers were actually very, very good. So some of them, this is one reason, like if for instance, I don't know, if someone goes there for a short-term program and they got for 3 months one of the good teachers, I think you will have amazing time, because the teachers I liked, they were very good, helping you if you don't understand something, supporting in your speaking, giving you additional information, making presentation in class with additional illustrations, doing their job properly, not just, reading from the textbook, and if you have additional questions, being it's your problem, it's not mine. So that's the reason I don't see any extra harm my school can give you anyone. So I would just say again, the mainest issue was the price. So speaking of it, let's go and talk about money in next section. So another thing that need to be clarified from my previous video is the 300 yen that I mentioned in there, and what for they were paid. Firstly, I agree, 300 yen is a small money. So what we paid for? If we failed 3 months course test and we need to take a retake, they ask us to pay them so we can have a retake. And again, it's a small amount of money, like 300 yen, but I don't understand why do we have to pay for it. And they were like, oh, it's to motivate you do not fail, which is crazy, right? Well, if you don't fail the test, of course you don't pay those, but I think even paying 1 yen to have a retake test is too much, since if we in 2017 the yen was not as weak as right now, so I paid for my school for a year around $7,000. So can you imagine, you pay this amount of money to study Japanese, remember all the stuff I said in the video, and also they say to you, oh, you failed the test, so you have to pay 300 yen. And 300 yen, especially if you're living in a big city, you're a foreigner, you're struggling, and even now with cheap yen, you can buy food with this money. You can ride couple of stops with Yamanote-sen, and it's actually crazy that they were charging it. Some things that were happening in my school, for instance, I was talking, they stopped giving us homework at some point, and they say that oh, we're doing it as an experiment. Like, we never done this before. So this is again the reason I can't say you I don't want to tell you the name of the school, because I don't know if it's going on there still, because it was a long time ago. So if you are planning to go to a language school, you can ask. You just can ask, like, oh, do you have this thing? Like, if I fail the test, do I have to pay extra? So yeah, it wasn't for 3 months. It was just for a retake test. I mean, again, I understand that it's not a big amount of money, but I think this practice is very strange. It just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, you know? So yeah, was for a retake test. So in my comment section, I received a lot of advices how it would be better for me to learn speaking Japanese, and how I'm supposed to learn how to do it by myself. It's not fair to blame school, and I will disagree with that, because I think school should create, like, it's like lab space where everything very super safe, so everyone can, test their knowledge, and like the teacher's work is to give you a knowledge, to check how you're using this knowledge, and that's true. That's on you to test this knowledge outside school. Of course, if you just speak inside class and then you go outside and never speak it, because of course it's hard and things like that, but it's teacher's work to encourage you to learn some stuff, to give you knowledge, to give you, like, a tool and things like that, a language tool to exercise, to check it out before you go outside world and speak Japanese. And I luckily, even before I came to my school, I already had some sort of conversational Japanese level, because my teachers that I had before language school, they helped me with that, because they helped me, they encouraged me, and when I arrived to Japan, I was able to practice it outside school, outside my classes, right? But again, I was hoping that teachers inside classroom would also encourage us to do so, or give us some conversation phrases, but basically we were going through textbook and that's all. And a lot of people again were like, oh, you should, it's okay to study it by yourself, it's okay, like, so basically we just should throw away the school, right? If I'm supposed to do everything by myself. I mean, we still need a person who gave us some information, who answers our questions, and who checks how we are doing. I think that's how it's the correct way to learn the language. But again, like, I have a conversational level of Japanese. My level is enough for my purposes. I can do probably almost anything I want to do with it in Japan. Like, I can attend stage plays, I can go to concerts, I can go... I have a video how I traveled to Haikyuu pilgrimage, and like we traveled to around Tohoku, like literally went in the middle of nowhere, like Karomai, the city, the Haikyuu city. It's like 8,000 people live there or something like that, and of course they all speak Japanese, and it was very comfortable. And yeah, like the journalists find us and we were even in Japanese TV, because we were, foreign tourists in a very small Japanese city, being able to speak Japanese. So if anyone is worried about me and my Japanese level, it's good enough to do stuff I want. And also, I also got, like, I have my second job because I have Japanese level. So it's not in Japan, but I'm satisfied with what I have. So if you're worried about my Japanese level, it's fine. It's fine. It's enough to do the things I want to do. And my school didn't help with that. My school didn't help with that. My teachers before my school and my persistence and using of some of apps, and my Japanese friends, they are the part of why I speak Japanese, not or also, you know what, and like hours of Boys Love drama CD I listened as a student. This is also like one of the reasons why I listening in conversational Japanese, so not my language school, and which is very sad. I think it sucks that language school, like you pay. Back in my day, again, I already mentioned the price, but it was like around $7,000. I think with current yen, it's going to be around like $6,000 or something like that, or like five even, which is still a lot. I think even if it was like with current yen, I think it's still a lot to go to a place where they will not even teach you how to speak, or like not encourage you to practice speaking, you know. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Sorry this video is not coolly edited as my previous video. I edited this myself because I wanted to just give you a quick fill in the gaps of previous video. I have two editors, I put their names on the screen. My next fully coolly edited video is going to be on Thursday, so don't miss it. That's why please subscribe, smash that like button, leave me a comment. We have so many interesting conversations in there. I post regularly on this channel, and I have scheduled video after the Thursday's video, so I'm already working on my next video, so see you on the next one.